How is everybody doing today? I thought we would have just a kind of like a little Q&A, but after we go over a little bit of content for what I personally think is a huge problem in society right now. We're going to let some people get on, but today's basic point is that people need to stop acting like they're fucking victims about being fat. Like, you've done this to yourself. Fix it or accept it. If you don't like society's take on it, it doesn't change reality. Like, how you doing? And hi, Janet, how are you? It doesn't change your reality. Like, I don't like, my thing is, we've gotten to the stage now where it's just like victimhood is claimed, and any legitimate concern or discussion stops. You know, even if it wasn't a matter of giving a shit about people, like just let's just say that it doesn't matter, like, that the person could be the most uncaring person in the world, right? They could literally actually have disdain for fat people. That does not change the fact that being obese does in fact impact everybody in our society. Dallin, how are you doing? Courier, how you doing? Stephanie, Ibrahim, how you? But it doesn't change any of that shit. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, I look at a lot of videos. People send me a lot of videos because of what I do, right? And the thing I can always guarantee is that the fat person is going to act like they're being wronged in some way. Like, they're like, they act like in some way they're being misjudged and society's just being bad to them and blah blah blah. You're being bad to yourself. Like when you we this fictitious reality we live in, where people do, it is not a form of self-abuse to glutton yourself to massive weight, is crazy. Like, it's a I see a bunch of young people trying to basically not be judged by society by their fucking actions. If you are going to, if there is nothing wrong with it and you don't give a shit, then accept it. But to actually be able to sit back, mistreat yourself, increase societal burden that you actually fucking provide by mistreating yourself, and then to pretend like you are an oppressed minority, which is ridiculous anyway, because almost everybody in the fucking country is fat as fuck. It's I was sitting here this morning, and actually that's why I got up nice and early and was going to post this up early, and I started looking through some of these videos. I am just like appalled at the fucking patheticness of this shit, the absolute weakness that these people fucking possess is astounding to me. Like, it used to be, like, when I was growing up, nobody wanted to, like, no matter what, like, you didn't hurt my feelings, I'm not a victim, you can't do this to me. Now people, like, throw this up in the air, like, I'm a victim, like they claim, they pull bitch immediately. Like, you're a bunch of bitches. I don't fucking understand. You're fat, you did it, fucking own it. If there's nothing wrong with it, if you think there's nothing wrong with it, own that shit. But stop pretending like you are fucking, like, it's not a reality. I don't get this shit at all. Like, some of these YouTube videos about fat phobia, or some of these TikTok videos about fat phobia, and it's very weird how this shit lives. Like, TikTok and Instagram very clearly push this content. They very clearly put, like, you are like, you talking about obesity. Like, if you watch my TikTok right now, my TikTok is mostly political shit, because if you try to talk about obesity, they fucking normally delete you. Like, I mean, if you say something wrong against anybody on TikTok about being fat, they fucking delete you. You're not oppressed. Like, these aren't real world conversations. You're not actually walking into a room. You know why fat people don't have real life conversations and debates? Here's why not one fat person, not one fat acceptance advocate will debate me. because I just get up and start walking and have the camera follow us. You know, I'll debate any morbidly obese person about how fatness is not actually negatively affecting you, but I insist on picking the venue. That's all. The venue is going to be on the top floor of a 5-story building that has no elevator, and we will start walking up together, and the debate starts immediately when we get to the 5th floor. Like, there's cameras right there with no elevator. And that way they can record us, and we will start walking and not stop walking until we get to the 5th floor, and then the camera can roll. Does that mean? Is that harsh? Because we all know a 350-pound person walking up 5 flights of stairs is going to be a fucking very serious problem for them. I mean, it's reality. Can we accept it? We're going to fucking politically correct ourselves to fucking death. This is ridiculous. I try to help people. This is no shit. And by the way, just for any of you that want, please do go subscribe to the Alan Roberts Uncensored podcast. That's the first link. You can get our book, Fuck Being Fat, Solve Your Weight Problems Once and For All through Math and Willpower. We are getting ready to publish a follow-up book called Beyond Willpower, The Hunger Management Method. That will also be sold right on our app. But you can get this right on our app with that, and when we do start selling the second book, you will get a month of the app, the Hunger Management Support Group. You'll get use of the app. We also do have new nutrition and activity coaching, where we actually give a suggestion of calorie range and sample meals, including recipes, directions on how to prepare the meals, based off of the person's individualized eating preferences. We can do everything from vegetarian, vegan, paleo, all that shit. And you can track your nutrition right on the app. We get to have a 30-minute setup consultation with you, a 30-minute once-a-month consultation with you. It is for about half the price of our intensive one-on-one coaching. And our intensive one-on-one coaching is daily communication with weekly video conferences and helping adjust a person's lifestyle bit by bit by bit. So for a lot of people, we wanted to add the nutrition coaching because they kind of know what to do and they're ready to do it. They just don't really know what to eat, and they don't understand how to make food for themselves. And this does give complete directions on how to cook the food, everything like that. Pictures plus ingredient portions and the macro breakdown. You can swap out. The client can once we get them set up, the client can swap out meals, everything like that. Thoughts on Andrew Tate? I have no idea who the fuck that is. That's my thoughts on it. So I don't even know who Andrew Tate is. I'll look it up. He's a British-American kickboxer. I have no idea who he is. I have no idea why you're asking. So, Slippy Ninja, Fuck Being Fat, great title. Thank you very much. And again, you can get that right at those links right there. Please do. I'll be interested to have you on the app. But we are going to take a look at a few of these videos. I'm blown away at how ridiculous these people are. And again, I do need to feel I need to say this because if not, people get very fucking triggered, because people just get fucking triggered. Because if you critique anybody that is fat, apparently, is this a fat shaming channel? If you find shame in anything I say, it's because you are ashamed of it. So no, this isn't a fat shaming channel. This is a reality channel. Your personal internalized shame about being fat as fuck is likely what that is. Just so you know. Fucking pussy ass bitch. When are you going on Timcast? Whenever Tim invites me, I'll go on Timcast. Here's my thing. I think I'm a little bit too raw even for some of the podcast channels. Just so you know. But I personally am a huge fan of Tim Pool. I like that he looks at stuff from kind of like an outside stance of things. That's kind of like what I do too. But fat shaming. There is no fat shaming. I really believe that. When you state the reality, like if somebody actually says they try to hurt somebody's feelings based upon how they look, to try to hurt that person's feelings, that's maybe shaming, rude, stuff like that. But it's not really fat shaming. It's just a person trying to hurt another person's feelings. Me saying that a 350-pound person sounds like they're breathing soup after they exert themselves, that's kind of real. Same thing. I mean, I make fun of bodybuilders. I make fun. I'll say jokes at anybody's expense. Oftentimes mine too. So if you get really, really, really triggered, if you're that kind of pussy ass bitch, I suggest you fucking not watch. So, you hoe. Overeating is proof of luxury. It absolutely is. There's no fat person is oppressed. I mean, people are like, oh, there's systemic poverty issues that cause obesity. They can always eat less of what they're eating and not be obese. Even if it's unhealthy food, you can eat less of that unhealthy food. You can eat less of that unhealthy food and save fucking money. It's fucking crazy, Meanwhile, when the doctor tells them that their BMI is too high, they say it's fat shaming. That's like this shit. Like, you don't need to be weighed at the doctor. Don't go to the fucking doctor then. And the doctor won't listen to me when I tell him about my body. Why the fuck are you at the doctor then? Why go? I don't understand. Why go? If you're going to tell the doctor that you're not going to give them valuable information because your weight is indeed valuable information, it's so ridiculous to pretend like it's not. I mean, you sound like fucking children. I mean, we're about to listen to this lady talk about how fat people are oppressed. The only person oppressing you is you with your own knife and fork and the shit you eat. That is the only person oppressing you. That is it. Nobody cannot be not obese. Nobody cannot lose weight. It's fucking just silliness. It's fucking ridiculous. And by the way, hello to everybody in the chat. How are you doing? But I find this shit to be ridiculous. I got fat. Now I have swollen feet with severe heart AFib, and I get out of breath walking across the house. I have started working on it for a few weeks. That's outstanding. Good for you. Not outstanding that you got yourself fat. It's outstanding that you're self-actualized and that your actions are what has resulted in your poor health. I wish you nothing but the best. We do have coaching. We work with any client. We work with people that run marathons. We work with people that are in wheelchairs. We work with people that are in fabulous physical condition. We work with people that we have them just stand up for a couple of extra minutes in the day. That's all the activity their body can take. We work with people that have, vegans, carnivore, paleo. We work with everybody. We work on healthy lifestyle habits. We work on people trying to just develop a lifestyle based on satiation, satisfaction, appropriate fitness level activities in our coaching. So if that is you, if you need help with stuff, here are the links again. Please do check that out. Keep going, brother. Best thing you can do to improve your health for you and your loved ones. Absolutely. That is very fucking true. I mean, we need to have more people like that. We need to have more thought process like that. We need to absolutely start addressing these fucking issues. Instead of making excuses for yourselves, fix your shit. Stop pretending like there's nothing wrong with being fat. Like, I mean, if you've made yourself fat, I feel bad for you. I do. Been there, done that. Been fat as fuck. Lost about 100 pounds right about now. Don't even know because I don't even weigh myself anymore. But at some point in time, like I probably weighed 100 pounds more than I weigh this, Thoughts on triptan used off label for slim down like Wegevie. Off label says it's all searching for a fix. Like Wegevie is a very harsh drug, extremely. And I've done tons of videos on that, just in case you're wondering. We've looked at the clinical research and dug through that all. Wegevie is a higher dosage of a drug called semaglutide. Semaglutide has a black box warning on it for thyroid tumors and tons of other side effects. It's a very seriously harsh drug. And don't get me wrong, I do think it produces some results. I believe that the smegalitude or that the Wegevie study was 68 weeks long, and in weeks 1 through 65, the person did show about 3/4 a pound of weight loss. I think it was 15% in total that it boasted in 68 fucking weeks. That's weak shit, by the way. We have people on no morbidity that have lost 7% of their body mass on the first month. First month, 7% of their body mass. This drug works is Wegevie is a basically artificial hormone that kind of combats ghrelin in the stomach. No morbidity actually kind of works on the biological mechanism of your body producing ghrelin, but Wegevie has very serious side effects, from what I understand. And to be real, in the last 3 weeks on the drugs, from 65 to 68, they started showing regain on the drug. And on the drug, it's a weekly injection in your stomach, and you still have to diet and exercise. So 15% with diet and exercise should be attainable easily just with diet and exercise. And that is keeping yourself satiated just via the food you ingest. That's where our hunger management method was developed even before we developed No Morbidity with Mark. And it literally fucking helps just satiate you. Like, basically, I focus on protein first, then I have carbohydrates later on in the evening. If I'm going to have anything sweet, I have it at the end of the day. It keeps my glycemic response down, so I pretty much stay satiated all day long. I focus on whole foods, 90 to 95% whole foods. If I ingest any processed carbohydrate at all, I view it as just for pleasure. It's not food. But Wegevie is very and you'll see the push. There's going to be the massive push here within the next year, excuse me, for weight loss surgery and weight loss drugs. Just a massive, massive, massive push. It's going to be incredible. They're trying to get things like Wegevie paid through MedD. So we have 150 to 160 million fat people in America, because it's over half now. But if they get that paid for by MedD, it's $1,300 to $1,600 a month. So 160 million people, they will try to prescribe it to as many people as possible. So let's say 50 million people. 50 million people at $1,300 a month for 68 weeks is a lot of fucking money. It could add, let's do that math real quick. So 50 million people times 1,300 times 12. That is $1.4 trillion that could add to our, for weight loss drugs, it could add on to our burden, our healthcare burden. We already have $2.6 trillion yearly that is attributable directly to lifestyle-driven chronic illnesses, avoidable lifestyle-driven chronic illnesses, because people glutton themselves, because people want to pretend that they are victims when in fact they eat themselves into a state of morbid obesity, a state of illness that not only do we close the entirety of the country down to protect them, not only do they use a massive disproportionate amount of healthcare resources clogging our hospital systems, but they also have an incredibly shared, amount of shared burden on to the healthcare system that we all pay for, and increased insurance costs and increased taxes, because the largest payer of healthcare expenditures is in fact the federal government with our tax money through Medicare, Medicaid. If these weight loss drugs get put onto MedD, it'll be $1 trillion more dollars. They will prescribe this like chiclets to people. Fucking crazy shit. Sophie, finally catching alive. I've gone down a dress size and have heaps of energy to play with my daughter. That's awesome, Sophie. Very fucking good. Very fucking good. Strength, ability, flexibility, and fitness youth. People don't think you can that you can be your age when you keep up your health. I'm super mobile. I'm going to be 51 years old here in just a fucking minute. Anyway, can't wait for No Morbidity restock. No jitters, no crash, just amazing hunger control. That's what we're looking for. Non-thermogenic based, non-stimulant based. It just you just get full easier, feel a little calmer, and aren't nearly as hungry. I mean, when you apply that with a whole food diet, it is. I mean, and then I'm testing out our next product. The two of them together, my hunger is gone. Like I have to remind myself to eat. Don't be wrong, I still have emotional cravings. Like if I get stressed, I'm like, man, I could go for this, but actual physical hunger, I'm in complete control. I have not had a binge as a binge eater in well over a year and a half. Well over a year. For me, somebody that used to binge daily, that's pretty fucking big. That's pretty fucking big. Let's see here. The Financial Times posted about Wegevie. I replied with a link to No Morbidity. My motherfucker. Thank you very much. What do you think about fruit? I usually have a bowl of fruit with my breakfast and have it one later in the day. Fruit is something I personally take in at the end of the day if I'm going to have it. And that's because anything that tastes sweet or has sugar content tends to make me a little hungrier throughout the course of the day. For most people, it's going to happen a little bit. I would suggest that if you notice yourself hungrier after you have fruit, I see you, sweet thing. Awesome sauce keeps clawing my leg to get my attention. But I'm actively petting you. Why are you clawing me when I'm actively petting you? Crazy. But I would suggest you take a look at how hungry it makes you. There's nothing wrong with fruit, but for some people, especially people that have issues with processed sugar, one of the things that happens is when they try to get off processed sugar, it'll become banana and pineapple everything. They will literally try to have banana and pineapple everything because it's two very high sugar content fruits, you know. If you're new and have a success story, share it. Please do. Please share your success stories. And by success, we mean getting healthier and losing fucking weight from a morbidly obese state, because being fat is, in fact, unhealthy for you. It is unhealthy for you. It is unhealthy for society. It is unhealthy for the environment. I mean, the gluttoning of yourself, the overeating of so much more calories than you actually need is shamelessly adding to waste in the environment, in the packaging, the transportation, hauling your fat ass around. It absolutely is bad for the environment. Like, you are selfish as fuck. There is no more privileged person on the planet than the American fat person. To be able to glutton yourself into a state of ill health that we then have to protect you from new viruses and all sorts of shit, apparently, that also adds massive, massive, massive burden financially and resource-wise to our shared healthcare system that you then claim to be a victim for when somebody tells you to lose fucking weight. You are privileged as fuck. There is no thin privilege, but there's certainly the fuck is obese privilege in America. There certainly the fuck is. Liam James, great content. Thank you, motherfucker. I appreciate it. And by the way, I call everybody motherfucker. It's a term of endearment. So it's interesting. In some of my healthcare management classes are now actually talking about obesity and how it's costing us more money. It's costing us a shit ton more money. It is costing us a shit ton more money. If you would look at the pharmaceutical usage for obese people is the vast amount of pharmaceutical usage too. It's just sad. Happy birthday! It's at the end of the month. End of that's it's not just yet. It's at the end of the month, but I'm going to be 51 years old. I love seeing awesome stuff. She's right next to me. I'll show her to you guys in a minute. So, Dory Speakman, how the fuck you doing? Not putting her enough. My kitty does that to me, and I'm not petting her enough. Yep. Death care is the part most forget about. The cost is outrageous. It absolutely is. Fruit smashes your hunger. Like I said, for something and don't get me wrong, I take in some sort of sweet thing almost every day towards the end of the day. Anyway, I told him in yesterday morning's live stream, a never-ending glut of brownies, ice cream, and more carbs. Privilege. It's privilege. It's fucking privilege. Yeah, I mean, no matter how little I eat, I can't lose weight. Bullshit. Everybody, by the way, everybody should watch the show Alone. If you don't watch the show Alone, it's on the History Channel. It is basically the History Channel drops about 10 people out in the fucking wilderness with like 10 items and has them fucking try to survive the longest. And the winner wins anywhere from 500,000 to $1 million. If you are a fat person that claims that no matter how little you eat and how much you work out, you cannot lose weight, go on that fucking show. If all you had to do is build yourself a fucking shelter, start yourself a fucking fire, and make sure you could boil water, and then not eat for 100, 200 fucking 300 fucking days, go collect your motherfucking money. I mean, if you don't have to like forage for food, if you do not have to fucking try to get your own food, you win that show immediately, because most people on that show get disqualified for losing too much weight because they are active and they're fucking they can't acquire food. That's the fucking challenge. Almost none of them leave because of injury. Almost, and if they do leave because of injury, it's because they got so fucking hungry that they fucking made a stupid mistake, or they fucking lost energy and fell the fuck down. The people that leave either leave because they're alone and they mentally get fucked in the head because they miss their family and shit like that, so they boot themselves out. They call for the rescue, or the med team comes and weighs them and says, "No, you've lost entirely too much weight." These people lose a pound a fucking day. Not one person is incapable of losing weight. Not one. Nobody is doomed to be morbidly obese. Not one human being is doomed to be morbidly obese. Alone, the fat activist edition. Could you imagine? I'm doing a video on that now. Michelle, great fucking idea. Great fucking idea. I'm doing a video on that. An American Bully does the same thing and then lean out and you give them it, but it's absolutely love them. I don't know who you're talking about, Julian, but I regularly use my healthier, fitter body to do chores like mowing the lawn for my disabled partner. Imagine if I had to refuse to get healthy because it's not fair. Staying weak on purpose is selfish. Staying weak on purpose is actually very fucking selfish. Not trying to be the healthiest version of yourself means you just hate yourself. It just does. Like, I mean, there was a certain amount of self-hatred as I was gluttoning myself with fucking 10 cheeseburgers a day. You know, like there was some shit I needed to fucking work through. There was some reality I needed to fucking get to. You know, and don't get me wrong, my reasons were the same as most fitness dudes. That most guys you see in the gym that just want to get big and strong, most dudes that bulk, that are staying that perma bulk, they say like 25% body fat. If you're at 25% body fat when you're athletic, and then you fucking pop a knee or you blow your back out or something like that, and you're used to eating that amount, you're going to get the fucking 35-40% obesity, really body fat, really fucking quickly. Like, it is this ridiculous bullshit that dudes do themselves because they want to stay super strong, but they don't want to be fit. They just want to be strong. You know, like, fitness is the fucking key. No shit. Like, now, I mean, I'm not as strong as I was when I weighed 280. I'm just not, and I likely will never be. I'm happy about it because my frame did not like carrying the weight around, and did not like pushing the weight around that I would fucking work out with. My frame my joints feel so much better, so much better. But that dude compared to me now, like me compared to old Alan, I'm a fucking animal. Like the shit I can fucking do right now compared to what Fat Alan could do, fucking incredible. Pound for pound, I'm stronger too. I'm actually stronger pound for pound. So, American Bully is a breed of dogs. They're gentle giant. I get you. Keeping 50 pounds off for 8 years. Sherry, great fucking job. People better toughen up. Rough times around the world are coming. Fucking true story. Fucking true story. And that's the thing too. They want to keep, like, people don't realize that the reason why they're even entertaining this whole bullshit, like this amount of, like, why we don't talk about the societal burden of obesity is they want you fat, weak, and fucking pussified. They want you to be fat and weak and need them. They want you to be on daily medications to maintain your health because you glutton yourself. You are a good fucking customer. You are a good consumer. You consume more shit. I mean, you consume more pharma. You consume more food. You consume more fuel. When you are indeed fat as fuck, you are a consumption engine. That's what you are to them. That's it. I saw a body positive activist asking for more fat people in the Olympics. Fucking sad. Not a lot of lean guys in the gym as of late. Nope. Nope. Being actually fit, being actually in shape is like a fucking superpower in our world today. No shit, it really is. Obese people crying because the world doesn't cater to them, but don't think about the poor healthcare worker that have to move them. The number one, by the way, the number one workplace injury for nurses is lower back injury from transporting of patients, and it's just gotten way worse, way fucking worse, because people are fat as fuck. You know. Alan, mental health is also causing obesity, and some people just need guidance. Then they fucking should get the fucking guidance and stop being a victim. That's still them just being a victim. That's it. That's not an excuse. That's the reason. You get what I'm saying? That then do something about it. You know what I mean? Like they should do something about it. Period. That's like saying, change the word obesity to alcoholic or a heroin addict. What do we do for them? We tell them to fix their shit. That's what we tell them. Society doesn't make excuses for them. We tell them to fix their shit. They need to fix their shit. They're a societal burden. They should fix their shit. I help them. I'll gladly help them. Me telling them that they're a societal burden and that they could lose weight if they fucking got their shit together is helping them. Way more than any of the bullshit of them claiming victim and people that will propagate them being victims. If you talk to a fat person, like there's nothing wrong with them being fat, you are in fact hurting that fat person. You are in fact, helping fucking get into, like helping them buy into the illusion that they are somehow a victim of something, that they are somehow fine or a victim, instead of them actually fucking hurting themselves. The only person that is victimizing an obese person is themselves. That's it. The weaker you are, the less you can oppose the power grab. That's it exactly. That is it exactly. My ex used to have constant issues from lifting obese people at work. No shit. I mean, it's fucking, it's real. It's very real. Obesity also causes mental health issues. It's an endless loop. That's a big thing too. Obesity causes a state of systemic inflammation that leads to neuroinflammation, which leads to irrational and childlike behavior, cognitive issues. Obesity is the leading preventable cause of dementia. I mean, it is just, we do not make these excuses for other people that have mental health issues. You don't think alcoholics and drug addicts have mental health issues that cause the alcoholism and the drug addiction? Of course they fucking do. There's even some biological factors, but there's definitely some self-loathing, self-punishing factors when it comes to when you see somebody drinking themselves to death or doing drugs to the point where they're hurting their life. You know that person has some fucking issues. We don't make excuses for them. There's no alcoholic acceptance movement. There is no don't judge me by my fatty liver disease movement. I mean, there's none of that shit. We tell them to fix their shit, and if they don't, they end up fucking homeless and shit. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's the fucking reality. It's fucking ridiculous. Bulking is equally unhealthy yep, it is. Love your content so much. Down 130 pounds with diet and exercise. Been maintaining for 2 years. That's a fucking hero in our society. So we're about halfway in. And I wanted to just show some of this lady's fucking content because this woman is full on fucking just, and I mean totally bought into the fucking rhetoric that she spews. Now again, I need to preface, don't go to this lady's channel and give her any shit. She obviously has enough fucking problems on her own. This woman very clearly has some very serious fucking issues. Right now, she's super upset about a fat person not having a role in fucking whatever is what I saw. But let's see. Fat bi characters, repping fat 1 through 10, fat representation. Fat Girl Summer, the next Fanny Bryce, Mom Jeans. She's not a hot girl. What's this one? I'm not the main character. Fat queer representation part 2. I mean, here's my thing. If we're going to and by the way, I'm grabbing some more coffee. So I'm right here. I will be back in 1 second. To those of you that get upset that I actually get up from this fucking chair occasionally and go get coffee, suck on my penis. I'm back. Maybe the way I talk is why Tim Pool won't have me on. I don't know. Tim, let me know. I think I'm just a little too raw for people. So I'm good with that. My friends and my wife are all good with it. So Mark actually absolutely loves that I fucking say shit. My wife just loves who the fuck I am. Look at this. Boarding a plane, 2 masks. This is fucking comical. Here we go. Strutting down the jetway moments before boarding. This is really pisses off some thin people. You know what upsets me? The fact that you think you need 2 fucking masks when if it's we're 2.5 years into a fucking pandemic. If you're still fat as fuck 2.5 years into a fucking pandemic, you can shut the fuck up about shit. Yeah, we closed the fucking country down to protect your fucking asses. We knew you were in the high risk pool, and you know how I can show you we knew you were in the high risk pool? Give me 1 fucking second. Give me 1 second. Gotta scroll through. Oh, here it is. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, please do. This is my twit. So this is, quote, it is so clear that the overwhelming weight of serious disease and mortality is on those who are elderly and those with serious comorbidity, heart disease caused by obesity and many times, chronic lung disease, systemic inflammation from obesity, diabetes, obesity, respiratory difficulties, said Anthony Fauci on 3/9/2020. So we absolutely knew that you fat fucks were, in fact, a big portion of the fucking reason that you were the target of this new cold virus. And we, instead of telling you to take responsibility and lose some fucking weight, so you did in fact reduce the risk and burden the risk to the healthcare system, the burden you were already putting on it, instead of encouraging all that, we allowed you motherfuckers to lie more, and we made you a protected class. It is absolutely fucking clear that you are the fucking risk to the healthcare system. That if Granny dies because she can't get a hospital bed, it's your fucking fault. If Grandma can't get, through no fault of her own, just being old, if she is, hang on, we're going to talk about this. If Grandma, by the way, can't get a hospital bed because there is a surge in cases, and the hospital ICUs are full, guess who they're full with? Fat people. Young, healthy people do not normally have issue with this. It does happen, of course, but it is mostly fucking fat people or people with type 2 diabetes or people that have chronic lung issues or people that have coronary artery disease or cardiovascular disease. Again, these are all the leading cause of cardiovascular disease, of diabetes, of lung issues and COPD and things like that are lifestyle-driven fucking illness, lifestyle-driven chronic illnesses. They're all lifestyle-driven chronic illnesses, 90% of which are avoidable by lifestyle change. In other words, stop fucking gluttoning yourself. So if you want to act like thin people are the problem or thin people being upset that you're still fat as fuck, we closed the fucking country for you. We destroyed children's futures for you. And you're going to thank us by remaining fat as fuck and then claiming that you were a victim anytime somebody says maybe you shouldn't be fat as fuck? Fuck you. Fix your shit. You are a fucking detriment to society at this stage. You, in fact, are a detriment to society at this stage. You gluttoning yourself, you loving food more than you love life, is in fact killing other people. That's how that works, isn't it? That was the entirety of the last 2 years. Your actions could cause the death of somebody else because you're not all of a sudden wearing something that doesn't actually fucking do anything. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, it is ridiculous. Hannah, I can't believe I spent so much of the pandemic getting fat. I saw the light in March and I'm down 22 pounds so far. Hannah, great fucking job. Great fucking job. People became more obese during that time. Absolutely they did. I'm curious if a lot of obese people died in their pandemic. Did obesity rates go down from all them dying? First of all, and just to put into reference, I just want to put this in reference. The death rate in America for the pandemic virus is and has been on the average less than the yearly death rate for obesity every year. Between 350 to 400,000 people a year die attributed directly to obesity. About 387,000 people is the average for the pandemic so far. The first year was under 300,000. More people, like, obesity was a greater issue beforehand and has been a greater issue the entirety of the time. In the scope of death in America, not that many people passed away from the pandemic. Like, people need to grasp that, like, to a great degree. More people in the, I believe, 18 to 55 age bracket died of fentanyl overdose in that time frame than suicide, the vid, and like 3 other things, car accidents, all that shit combined. Like, the pandemic is a basically kind of like bad flu season with a fabulous, fabulous marketing director. That's all it is. It is not, the numbers do not add, okay? The numbers do not add. Since April 17th of 2022 to July 3rd of 2022, according to the CDC, 19,116 people have passed away from the vid. 19,000 in 2.5 months. The low end estimate for obesity deaths in that time frame is 62,500, and the high end is 83,333. Like, it is not by their own numbers that serious. All we did was encourage people to get fatter, to get less healthy, to actually be at more risk. We created way more at-risk people. A huge portion of the population gained about 35 pounds in America. That sends people that were just right at the top end of being at a healthy weight into obesity. We created way more obese people. Childhood obesity skyrocketed. So people can miss me with the whole, we did the right thing. We picked wrong. What I said we should have done is what we should have done. We should have focused on absolutely everybody getting as healthy as humanly possible and helping the high risk, the very high risk, the 78-year-old on the average with 4 serious comorbidities, which, by the way, 95% of that 19,116 people that I just spoke about had 4 serious other comorbidities. They died with it. They had 4 serious other comorbidities at an average age of 78, which is also the average age of life expectancy in America, which is also, by the way, much lower than other countries because we are so fat as fuck. So in reality, 956 people passed away just of the vid only, according to the CDC, from April 17th, 2022 to July 3rd of 2022. Obesity killed, about 63,000 people likely as a low-end estimate. That's the fucking crazy shit. That's the crazy shit. It was not that serious. The whole double masking thing, the whole double wearing of something that doesn't stop. If you can breathe through it, viruses get in through it. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. So stupid. It's so dumb. to tell people not to work out, to tell people to just stay in their homes, to give Krispy Kreme donuts and hamburgers with French fries as a reward for taking an experimental therapy, none of that speaks health. None of that speaks health. None of what we did made any fucking sense at all whatsoever. I talked about this yesterday. Sending college kids home was insanely ridiculous. Insanely. We sent people with young, healthy people with good immune systems who likely could possibly have it because they were just mingling with people from all around the country, and then mingled with other people on spring break all around the country, went back and mingled with their people from all around the country at their college, mingled, doing college people shit. And then we, instead of having them shelter in place, we sent them all home to their middle-aged parents and elderly grandparents. That's a dispersal method. It's bullshit. It was all bullshit. We became weaker, less healthy as people in the last 2.5 years during a time when having a compromised immune system puts you at higher risk of a cold virus. Stupidity. It's just ridiculously dumb. Just ridiculously dumb shit. And people like this woman that we're talking about, in fact, are a burden to us. They are, in fact, a burden. Hang on one second. Andrea, B, what's the question? What time zone you're in? I hopped on yesterday's YouTube at 5, but it cut to end. I am in the Eastern time zone. So, childhood obesity is abuse. Change my mind. I can't change your mind because it's absolutely abuse. Zero mentions on the news of strengthening your immune system and improving fitness diet. Exactly. Zero mention. Whoop. In Central Valley, California, they gave away free donuts for a year, lap dances, and $50 to get jabbed. That's fucking insanity. I agree. I work against child abuse too. That's awesome. That's awesome. Gluttony and privilege is at an all-time high. Absolutely it is. It is absolutely. What they want people sick, they consume. They're the largest consumers. Kashina, that's all I wanted to do the whole time, to go to the gym. And again, I thought we were worried about people's mental health care. Like, all of a sudden taking physical activity away from people definitely negatively affects their fucking mental health. Like, it's just so much shit that was done. Hey, Alan, I really enjoy listening to your streams. Quick question. What do you think about the keto low-carb diet? I don't think it's a diet. I think it's just a way people should fucking eat. If you eat vegetables, mostly vegetables, green leafy vegetables, a starchy vegetable once a day, and the rest lean meats, that is a good lifestyle. You know what people used to call that instead of calling it low carb? Just eating. With the high carb, we actually have a high carb, high processed carbohydrate diet in America especially. It's massively unhealthy. It's one of the reasons why we are indeed fat as fuck as a country. And to think of low carb as a diet is not realistic. It's just how most people should just fucking eat. Most people, if you have energy hanging off of you in rolls, you don't even need carbohydrates for a little while at all. Carbohydrates are not essential. Fatty acids and amino acids are essential. Kimberly Gonzalez, that was an outdoor event and the lady was wearing 2 masks until she started eating her cheesesteak sandwich and drinking wine. That's fucking typical. What the colleges did was absolute lunacy. It made no sense. I mean, I brought that shit up at the very beginning, and people were like, "Oh, shut up! You just want people to die." Like that was the response. Like, bring common sense and logic, and people are like, "Oh my God, you're a conspiracy theorist." At no point in time, again, I just showed you words from Dr. Anthony Fauci himself, showing that we knew who the high risk group people was. Did we warn these people? Besides that statement, right after that, we closed everybody down. We didn't warn these people. We didn't say, "Hey, elderly people, maybe you shouldn't be standing in line at Walmart." Even 6 feet apart, because 6 feet was a completely made up, irrelevant number. Completely irrelevant. Completely. Aerosolized vapor that viruses travel on go like 30 fucking meters. Through cloth, through anything, they go like 30 fucking meters. It was so stupid, so ridiculously dumb. It seemed it was all for show. It was all this fucking fear porn that they showed the weak. People that have eaten themselves over the course of the last 2 decades into fucking weakness. They scared the fuck out of you because, in fact, every time you wake up in the morning and take a fucking short walk and get out of breath, you realize you're fucking sickly. People know they're fucking ill. People know they're pathetic. So they were able to be scared into fucking submission easy. Notice how most of the fucking gym bros were like, what the fuck? What do you mean? I gotta fucking stay in? Now, don't get me wrong. There's still quite a few gym bros that either ignored everything that was going on because they wanted to stay popular, or there's a few really fucking, really gym bros that like believed in masking because they're stupid as fuck and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And if I happen to be talking about somebody that used to hang out with me, you're fucking stupid as fuck. But let's be real, people. This was all for fucking show. Instead of trying to get healthier as people, we allowed this shit to fucking happen. We allowed this shit where people can now all of a sudden claim to be fucking professional victims because they have gluttoned themselves to a state of ill fucking health. Gluttony is replacing mental health support, which these folks urgently need. Absolutely. You couldn't talk to your friends over coffee, yet you could jump on a plane with 200 strangers. Exactly. Not the airports didn't close one fucking time. They didn't close one fucking time. At one point in time, like right when LA locked down, I could fucking travel from where I'm at right now into LA and travel back on the same day on an airplane, but they were locked down. But while I was there, I had to stay locked down. Stupid. I mean, just fucking none of it made sense. It was all ridiculous. Yeah, sent the college kids home to visit grandma. Great idea. It was dumb. Dumb as fuck. Dumb as fuck. Nobody can seem to argue with me about this shit. They just have to start saying that I'm some sort of conspiracy theorist. Fucking idiocy. It's just idiocy. But instead, we did this. This person now thinks that she is strutting herself. She's a 300 fucking pound 20-some-year-old who very clearly hates herself. She gluttons herself into fucking ill health. This is patheticness. This woman is absolutely fucking pathetic. Oh, hang on. I wanted to go forward. Back. This is more than Tracy. Nobody go give her a hard time because Tracy's got fucking plenty of issues on her own. Let's see here. No one has ever told me I remind them of Sunday, but multiple people have told me I remind them of Leah Dunham. Oh, are you okay?
Sing people with me. Ready? But first, be a person who needs people.
Oh, God. Everybody wants to be famous.
We are going to have to talk about the Whole30. And I'm so sorry to make another video roasting a diet. I know I'm going to get shit for this, but I got to say what I got to say. So I just dropped a whole bonus episode of my podcast on Patreon.
So, by the way, the only problem with Whole30 is the 30 part of it. Just so bring it like just having it be 30 is stupid. Just whole. Like
On where I'm talking.
It does do a great job of teaching portion size and that sort of thing. But putting a 30-day time limit on it is just idiotic. The demic actually made me more. Absolutely. I realized that government would give me 2 days. That's a fucking great way to, People no longer have a valid argument and don't know how we'll always start attacking other persons. Exactly. Before the chicken shortage here, chicken breast was about $1.09 a pound at my local butcher. Damn. Agreed, the overall low-carb eating, but most meat is expensive. What alternative protein would you recommend for those who struggle with money? Beans, rice, fucking, but eat less protein. I mean, most people do not need to eat nearly as much as they fucking think they need. I eat 1,800 calories to 2,200 calories a day when I'm leaning out. You know what I mean? I work out for about an hour a day, and then I spend most of the rest of the day in this chair. If you're more active, you might need more, so add some more rice to it. But get 100. It's like for a female, get about 100 grams of protein in a day. Eggs, ground meat, ground chicken. I mean, it's not that it's way less expensive than processed carbohydrates that make you eat more processed carbohydrates and then give you higher medical bills. Way more.
With my friend who I did Whole30 with about our experiences and how it both fucked us up for years. But for a little context, this is the timeline of the symptoms you will have on Whole30. That's right. You're going to have a hangover. You're going to be exhausted.
Yeah, you're going to have a hangover because you're probably getting off of all sorts of processed carbohydrates, and getting off of a lot of sugar is in fact very similar to fucking getting off of alcohol and shit like that. I just want to nap. Well, you're used to having a ton more fucking sugar and shit like that. Fucking, I still, again, I think the problem with the Whole30 is that it's fucking 30 days. So
you're gonna have nightmares the whole time about cheating on the Whole30 because that's your worst fear. There's even
that's a youth thing. This woman just projects so much. You are not a fucking victim.
one part of the timeline where the heading is, "For the love of Gosling, my pants are tighter," because you're also going to be bloated. These are the list of all the things you can and can't eat on Whole.
Okay, sugar of any kind, alcohol, grains, legumes. I don't agree with the legumes. Peanuts, within dairy. A lot of people are lactose intolerant. MSG, by the way, if you want to see how they do obesity studies on rats and mice, look up MSG fattening of rats. It's an actual method that they feed rats MSG and it makes them fatter. Carrageen sulfides, which is fucking, sulfites is like preservative, like artificial preservatives. Imitation desserts and breads. I don't have too much problems. Legumes is something I would add in. Peanuts is I would add in, and dairy within portion.
30. As you can see, it's pretty strict. It's pretty strict. And
that's not strict. They're asking you to eat food. They're asking you to eat actual fucking food. Go back. I want to go back. So they want you to eat grass-fed meat, healthy for you, with a good fat profile, by the way. Eggs, awesome. Wild-caught seafood, awesome. Good for the environment, too. Vegetables, fruit. That is so fucking immense. That is such a huge fucking array of food right there. I mean, there's just an ocean of possibilities. Sweet potatoes, tree nuts, seeds, healthy fats, herbs, and spices. In other words, food. They're asking you to eat food. They're asking you to eat unprocessed food. If you can't, you got a fucking problem. Stop trying to be a fucking victim. This is insane. That's insanity.
Things you can and can't eat on Whole30.
That's not restrictive.
As you can see, it's pretty strict. It's pretty strict. And the rule
that's not strict. They're asking you to eat food, you dumb fuck. That's not strict. That is like fucking common sense. Eat food. Oh, huge shock. Oh my God. What the fuck is wrong with you people? If you just because it doesn't come fried dough with sugar on top of it does not make it bad for you somehow. Like, I mean, we've reached a point where this woman thinks that this is somehow bad for you. Maybe if you're fat as fuck, alcohol might not be your fucking thing. I barely fucking drink ever. You know why? It's poison. It's not good for your body. It fucking fucks shit up. It's for enjoyment only. Like, if you can't do that for a short period of time, shit, I talk about it all the time. My 15 days to slow the spread of obesity diet. Don't eat processed carbohydrates or processed sugar or drink alcohol for 15 fucking days. If you cannot accomplish 15 days without processed foods, especially processed carbohydrates, processed sugar, and alcohol, you need to evaluate why. If you can't because it's a matter of convenience, look at your lifestyle, do a time study. How much time are you spending online? How much time are you watching fucking TV? Prioritize your fucking health because it's your fucking body. You only have one. If you can't because that shit just calls to you and you need to have some bread or you need to have a donut or you need to have sugar or you need to have something sweet that's not fruit, because fruit is in fact nature's fucking dessert. If you just need this shit, you have a fucking addiction. Fix your fucking shit. Pretending like you're a victim because this is super strict. This is weakness. This person is weakness personified.
That really gets me is the final one. That's you can't have the imitation desserts, breads, or anything like that. Like you can't have any kind of like pancakes with almond flour or anything, even if all the ingredients are compliant. And they used to.
Yeah, because it mimics the other shit that you're fucking addicted to. And again, what are you going to put on the pancakes? What are you going to put on it? What are you going to put on it? It's processed. What are you going to put on it? So you're just going to eat a pancake. You're going to eat just an almond flour pancake. You're not going to put any type of syrup or anything sweet on that shit to try to fucking get your fix. Stop lying. Stop lying. Pancakes are dessert. It has cake in the fucking name. I don't care what you make it out of. It has cake in the fucking name. It should be seen as a dessert.
Call this rule sex with your pants on, or SWYPO, because it would be cheating to have any foods that you like.
So you don't like anything on the other side. So you're saying anything, like you say you don't like any fucking foods on the other side. The problem is, you addicted person, you like this too much. You like this too much. You're clearly fat as fuck. You like this too much.
But don't worry, the Whole30 website makes it very clear that this is not hard. It says, actually, this is not a hard thing, cutting out all these things for 30 days completely strictly, and if you fuck up, you have to start over. That is not hard. You know what's hard? Having cancer is hard. Having a baby is hard. Losing a parent is hard. I said, my dick is hard. But yeah, it's literally like religious shaming that goes on this website. I cannot believe I did this freaking diet, but I did.
You should have done it instead of a diet. You should have just kept fucking doing it. Because you're clearly, to act like asking you to stay away from non-foods, from food products, and just eat food. Like, you don't like any food. Like, so you're staying away from all the things you like. So you don't like anything on the other list. You don't like meats. You don't like vegetables. You don't like fruits. You don't like eggs. Like, there's the people don't see the fucking problem with this shit. Fucking all the things she listed are exacerbated by obesity. That's exactly it. Fucking.
Because I am fat and will do anything to prove that I'm healthy.
You are not healthy. That's the thing. Like, you are not healthy. You're not at all. I mean, at all. This is not the face of a healthy person. Okay? At all. If she didn't have a pound of makeup on, it would even be even more evident. This is not the face of a healthy person. I'm gonna look in the Q&A here real quick, and then I gotta fucking run. But it's just fucking ridiculous. She says having cancer is hard when she does a 4,500 calorie diet. Her whole family to early grade. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. Let's see. I saw something up here. Hannah, yay! Finally catching a live. I've lost over 70 pounds since September. Highest weight was 250. Now I'm training for my first half marathon in October. That's out fucking standing. Great fucking job. Great fucking job. This is the energy that we need in our fucking lives. This is the energy that society needs, people. Not the fucking crazy person we just fucking showed. That Hannah is the example. The person making excuses for how that they are asked to eat everything that they don't like when they're asked to eat just real food. That's patheticness. That is a sign of our fucking times. So you're asked to stay away from everything you love by staying away from sugar, alcohol, and MSG, sulfites, and imitation desserts and breads. So everything you love is processed food. You are actually pathetic if everything you love is processed food. If you can't find enjoyment in other food, if you can't in food, because that's not really food, that's processed food. If you can't find enjoyment in food, you need to seek some fucking counseling, like yesterday, you know? So listen, everybody, I am going to call it a day. I've got to go run a couple errands. I am going to be live tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I hope everybody has a fabulous fucking day. Please do check out the links that I put up here. You can get our book, Fuck Being Fat, Solve Your Weight Problems, Going Through All from Math and Willpower. You can follow me on Spotify for the Alan Robertson In My Course podcast. Or not, that's my old one. The Alan Roberts Uncensored podcast. Get our book, Fuck Being Fat. It also comes with a monthly app, our hunger management support group, that sort of thing. That's where I keep track of all my training and stuff like that. You can get our new coaching, which is nutrition activity coaching. It comes with a suggested menu, including recipes, pictures that you can then swap out with a nice caloric range. Or if you just absolutely need help rebuilding your complete lifestyle, we do have intensive one-on-one daily communication coaching that you can get on our app also. So I hope to hear from all of you very soon, and I hope you all have a great fucking day. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I hope to see you then. God damn.